make tamales. Garrett, you had asked. You want to know how to make them. I know your sister knows how to make them. Your Nana was over here last weekend. This is what I was able to put together. I think it kind of gives the idea of what you need to be doing. But as I went back through it today and over the week, what I noticed is that it's a nice little piece of family history. Um, One of the things that Nana did share in there is that um, the reason why she liked, well, actually, the original recipe comes from your Auntie Dee, and I'm hoping you remember your Auntie Dee and your Uncle Ralph. They were very strong influences growing up because we would go down to Uncle Ralph's house quite often. Yeah, cousin Maria and Rudy and Charlie, Danny, Vicky, Linda. That's their 5 kids, and as we kind of grew up um, with those cousins, they were a lot older than us, but we were always around them. Maria definitely is one of the cousins that we grew up because she was close to your, if not the same age as your Thea Christie. So Nana was sharing with me, and I wish I had caught it, but what she had shared with me is that when her grandmother made tamales, she used to, use a stone, the corn, and the chili peppers, and all handmade, homemade, just like the Indians did in Mexico. So as kids growing up, she used to buy us tamales because we liked them. And it wasn't until she had tasted my Auntie Dee's tamales that it sent her back to her grandma's tamales. And she asked your Auntie Dee to show her how to make the tamales. So, needless to say, your Nana was quite surprised to see how easy these tamales were to make. Because a lot of people still, uh, do do the chili from, the chili peppers, grind them, roast them, get them ready, throw them in the blender, and ours is in a bottle. A lot of people will make the masa. If you can find a market that makes good masa, you're set. You want to make sure you get prepared masa. But anyway, I was surprised to hear about the story that the tamales took your Nana back to when she was growing up and to her own grandmother's tamales. And the taste of your Auntie Dee's tamales is what sent her back. And she wanted to capture that, and she learned how to make them. And in turn, she taught me how to make them. I taught your sister. Me and Stacy have even made a couple batches here and there. I know now she makes them for the holidays. I know that Christy makes them as well, and she in turn has shown Annalise, and I know Annalise has made them. And your Theo dude he's doing it from scratch. I ain't doing that. You can do it. It's just, it's a lot of work as it is to begin with. So, anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you are able to capture some information as far as how to make them. Um, so, I hope you enjoy. And this is for all you guys. It's for Garrett and Katie and our Princess Charlie and Stacy and Dominic. I love you guys. I hope you have a happy holidays. And know you're never far from my thoughts, and you're always in my heart. I love you guys. So enjoy. Okay, so gonna be the day. We're gonna be making some tamales. I'll be cooking enough for your Nana Peppa and Bruce and I to eat. Jet, stop it. But this is basically all the ingredients that we use. Okay, so let's go down the lineup. Jet, knock it off. Just woke up. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. I just let her out. I think she hears Bruce. But anyway, here we go. So here's Nana likes olives. They're all right. I'm not crazy about olives, but I will put them in the tamales. Um, Here's a chili pepper that we use. I put an onion to cook with the meat because that's flavor. I also add some salt. I like kosher salt. Um, Black pepper. I have a grinder. I'll actually use that. Cumin. If it's a Mexican dish, use the cumin. And then of course some garlic. And then we use beef and pork in the
tamales. So I think this is like 3.5 pounds of uh, round, see, it's early for me, bottom round rolls. But just any type of nice piece of meat. Then of course we have the pork. I think I've got a little over 6 pounds of the pork. So that looks nice. And then I'm actually going to cook them in crock pots. Nana has suggested this. I've never used crock pots for cooking tamales. I've actually boiled them, but I think using crock pots would actually be nicer, and I think it'll also be easier, and also I think it's going to make the meat a lot fresher. Not fresher, but savory. Because when you boil it, even though I use the broth once I finish cooking, I do add some of the broth to the masa. Um, I think this is going to be a little bit better. This is the pot I have that I'm using steamer. Actually, Bruce had it. He actually used to put. I always considered this pasta. Cooker. Hold on a second. Take it apart. But Nana showed this to me and she wanted to get one of these, or she needed to get a new one. And I said, oh, Bruce has one of those. So, there you go. So we're going to put some water in there. Use a steamer. Put in there. Steam the tamales. This could be nice. I have finally got rid of the one I had for years. It started, started coming apart on me. So then, let's go here. The most important thing is, let me show you, is the masa. Now when you buy the masa, you want to be prepared. You want to make sure you get the prepared masa. Because if you don't, you can end up having to add like lard and salt and pepper and all kinds of stuff. You still want to taste the masa for flavor, but most important, you want to buy masa that's prepared, because basically it's just ready to cook. The only thing, we may add some broth to it, more likely just to kind of flavor some of the meat. It just depends on how it tastes. I haven't tasted it yet. And what you would also want to do is let it sit out for a little bit, because it's cold right now, and it's hard to work with it, with your hands when it's cold. So before you start spreading it, you want to take it out. But make sure when you go to the marketplace for your masa, make sure it's prepared. That's the most important thing. So I'm going to put this back in the fridge, but I'm not going to use it yet. And then put this back in there. You see, we got a lot of cheese. All right. So I think that's it for right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start getting the pork ready, because that's actually going to take longer. So let me go ahead and get that going. And of course, here are the hojas. You want to make sure when you get the hojas, what you're going to do, you got to rinse them out. 'Cause sometimes they got little bugs and stuff inside. Don't get freaked out, and I know you won't. But you just want to make sure that you clean them. And then what we do is, we rinse them with the water, soak a little bit, rinse them with the water, and then put them in the strainer so the rest of the water can kind of drain out. Because you really don't want to be working with water, really wet hojas. Okay? All right. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and start getting the meat ready. So at least I'm going to get the pork ready. Okay? All right. So I'll be back. Okay, so here's the pork. It's gonna start cooking. I already got it in the crock pot. Before I did put the meats in the crock pot, I did spray it first with olive oil. So this will help from keeping the things stick to the crock pot. But anyway, there's garlic, cumin, salt, and pepper, onions in the bottom, and I put about a cup and a half, 2 cups of water. Don't ask me for teaspoons, tablespoons. Like it's just by feel, I guess. And I think if you've cooked enough meat, you kind of know. And I know you like to grill and or not grill, but cook. So I'm thinking you have an idea as far as how you like your meat to be seasoned. But like I said, garlic, cumin, salt and pepper, and the onion. Okay. And it's the same thing for the beef. This is actually going to take less time, so I'm not going to start it yet. I'll probably start it probably a couple hours. It could just kind of sit here and percolate, and then I'll go ahead and get it going. Maybe an hour. I don't know. We'll just kind of see how the pork goes. I did set the pork for 6 hours, so we'll see how that goes. And I've got to put some water in the, probably put about a cup of water. Okay, Nana and Pepper are coming in, so we're gonna watch them come in and see if they can smell the pork, the meat, the beef. Where's the beef? Oh, like a picture. We took this. I think you know where we took it at. When we met a baby girl. Oh, baby.
Something smells good.
Ooh.
Well, that meat smells. That's good cooking.
Hello, hello, hello.
I mean, the
Hello,
more you walk in, the
hello.
more it smells.
Now, Garrett, these are the beans your Nana brought. She said she was bringing beans. You hear that?
It's all good. It's all good. Put it in a pan and it's good to go.
There you go. Okay, Nana, why don't you tell Garrett what you're doing?
Right now, I'm trying to soften it up because it had been in the refrigerator, and we want it very soft and pliable. We don't want it like hard.
Like that.
Yeah.
So, we're going to go ahead and just use the pork. The pork is tasty. We had to add a little salt to it. The beef is taking a little bit longer, but I'll go ahead and we'll save that. We'll have
You
it
could
for,
make some later with that if you want.
yeah, or we can make it with the sliders or tacos or burritos or whatever we want. So here we go. We already have the husks are soaking. Get all the little bugs out of there and whatever else, little strings
You
and
want it
stuff.
pliable?
Because you want them soft so you're able to work on it. Now, we usually use a spoon. I'm going to try something else this year to spread the masa. We'll see if it works. Okay, we'll come back to you. And we started, what time did I start? I think I started, yeah, 7 o'clock, and it's 3 o'clock, and that's how long it took for the pork to be ready. Oh, we did this in the meantime. We weren't just sitting here waiting. We were busy. Oh, say hi, Jack. Hi, Jack. See? Nana helped me decorate the tree. Does it look pretty? Huh?
Okay, the pan that you're gonna make the...
Say hi. Hey, say hi.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, so now we're taking some of the pork meat out of the crock pot because now we want to shred it. So we put it in another bowl to shred.
Come and see.
That's all Nana's doing. She's just breaking it down. Because then what we're going to do, we're going to put it in this pot. So this way we can mix the chili and some of the broth to make the mix for the tamale.
That's right.
That's what we're doing now. Okay? Okay. Okay, Nana is putting like what, a little
Baking soda.
baking soda. Normally the masa usually feels smooth. This one doesn't. Feels a little gritty, but it doesn't taste bad. Didn't need to really add salt or anything. And then we've got a cup of flour here. We're going to use that for the base of the chili.
Yeah, to make like a roux.
Yeah, make it like a roux. I think you know what that means. But anyway, here we go. And see, so far that's how much pork we've pulled off.
And tell them how many pounds it is.
And this is a 6.5 pound pork roast.
And she bought 2 roasts because she's gonna feed an army.
Yeah, see, the beef is still cooking. We're probably gonna freeze that. That's probably gonna be for sliders and burritos and tacos and stuff. All right, we'll be back.
We're still at it.
And picking it up. Oh, I keep
So,
wanting to go in here with my
there was no, not a whole lot of juice in the pork. So we had put just about 2 cups of water in there. We probably used maybe, not half, maybe a little over half. Maybe a little over half, you can see. The
And
get part.
I may use a whole one.
And now, yeah, it's not not surprising we use a whole one. So now I'm gonna put it in on the stove because we're gonna mix the chili together. Okay.
More like a thick chili. And I just put the flour with some, I start adding water little by little. And it's gonna come to the consistency of a pancake mix. And you just keep adding water till it becomes a little runny. And then when the meat is cooking, you're gonna start pouring this little by little and stirring it because this is gonna thicken up the sauce. Just like when you're making gravy. And if this doesn't thicken it up enough, then you make some more and add to it. You might have to put quite a bit of salt. You keep tasting it as you go. And you're doing your meat. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
So I start pouring it on like this. And then you mix it. Because as it starts to cool down, at first you may not see it when it's hot. But when it starts to cool down, it starts to thicken up even more. And you want to cook it enough to where you're not going to have that flour taste. Sometimes what I would do is I would toast it. This way I know that the flour is cooked, but most of the time it's done this way. Yeah, when you taste it, you're going to know it needs more salt. Here, let me have the salt. On me, this is usually 1 teaspoon. So I put about 3 right now. You just want it to simmer. You don't want it to come to a roaring boil.
That's why I lowered it.
I'm gonna put more chili in there. I kind of go by the color, the way I want it, and it depends on how much meat you have. Because of course the bigger, the more you have to put in. This is the lazy way. My sister-in-law, your Auntie Dee, remember your Uncle Ralph? His wife taught me how to make these. And she used to do it the old-fashioned way with all the chili and put it in the blender, you know, the dry chili. I don't know where she learned this method, but she says, I'm done with that. So she taught me how to do it like this, and it works just as well. And you don't have to go through all that trouble.
And doesn't Christy make it the same way?
Yeah.
And I think Christy taught your cousin Annalise, and I taught Stacy to make it Auntie Dee's way.
And I like to put olives.
Which we have.
See?
I think Nana's.
Fixed up the side yard for her?
You can taste a little heat now. The little heat from the chili. So you can see what 5-6 pounds would make. She'll have some for New Year's if she doesn't eat them all in a day.
I don't know.
Or maybe she's gonna sell them at work. Tamales.
Yeah, sell them at work.
Don't mind my fingers.
It's family.
Just giving it some love.
That's what makes it tasty.
You know, I taste it before it gets hot.
Oh, that's good.
It's good in there, huh?
Yep.
You think we want more chili in
Yes. It doesn't have a whole lot of heat, but you can taste it. Definitely more chili.
there? There?
Yeah, that'll help. Why don't you throw it all in? So we have all that meat in there, and look it. I put this to the side for Bruce and I. That's how much meat there was, and that doesn't include the beef that I'll be freezing as well. So we'll be eating good, good in the hood.
I let it simmer. I give it about 20 minutes for about 4 o'clock. Then we'll take it off of here and I'll clean the hojas and then get the masa prepared to go.
And what we did, we added about a teaspoon of baking soda to the masa. We also added 3 serving spoons that that you see your nana using in the chili. We put 3 serving spoons of the broth.
Yeah,
The broth from the pork to give it some flavor as well. So we put about a teaspoon of baking soda. I don't think we've added any salt, huh? How does it feel?
We'll probably just give it a little bit of salt, but the meat will also give it salt.
So do you want the salt?
I think maybe not. What do you think?
Now I'd rather put the salt on myself, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So I had been doing that because you really want to work the masa up to a nice consistency, and also you're warming it from your hands, so it's easy to work with. But like I said, we put in 3 tablespoons or 3 serving spoons from the broth, and then probably about a teaspoon of the baking soda.
And I may put some more from the chili.
Yeah. That again, Mom? Sorry.
Oh. I think we like the way the gravy is right now. See? See how it thicken up? Just like gravy on your mashed potatoes.
Yeah, you don't want it real thick, no, because then remember you're going to be spreading it on the masa, and then the juice from the
It starts to run all over the place.
yeah, so you don't want it real runny, nor do you want it real thick.
See,
That's not bad.
And as it cools, it's going to get even thicker.
Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start prepping the hojas.
In the meantime, at 4 o'clock, we'll shut it off and let it cool down.
Do you want to cover on that? You want to cover for that?
No.
Okay.
I never cover it.
All right. You heard that, Gary. Never cover.
I don't. Maybe because I didn't have enough covers.
This goes over there.
How's the beef?
Beef.
Better now? Let it cook longer.
So, as the
As the evening progresses and we're waiting for the meat to cool down, it's time for us to have a little break.
That's right.
A little wine break.
There we go. Cheers, Mom. To the cooks.
Cheers.
So make sure you do that too. We're waiting for the meat to cool off a little bit, then we're going to start the spread. Want to say hi, Dad?
Huh?
Want to say hi?
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
There you go. Yeah.
Howdy, howdy.
We go glass by glass now. In the day we went bottle by bottle.
This is true. I remember making tamales back then.
Okay.
All right, see you in a little bit.
All right, right?
Right. Okay.
Nana says before we can start doing the tamales, we got to give it a blessing. So me and Nana are going to do a special blessing. So make sure you have us in there.
Okay.
Ready?
Are we ready? Okay, here we go. Ooh ee ooh ah ah ting tang walla walla bing bang. Ooh ee ooh ah ah ting tang walla walla bang bang.
Woo! Cheers!
This should be delicious.
That's right. Just for Charlie. All right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
when
I
you're
do.
doing the hojas, you want to make sure you spread it on the smooth side and not the rough side, and you'll see the difference.
You'll feel the difference.
That's right. I'm gonna try something new. I didn't get an official tamale spread. I'm hoping this is gonna work. Hold on. Or stick that thing in there. Do we need more light in here, Mom?
Huh?
Do we need more light?
I would.
Okay, I'm gonna put spotlight on.
As far as the camera and stuff, you're okay.
Go on. Okay, don't get scared, Mom.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
It's just about too bright for the camera.
Okay, so traditionally we go ahead and use the spoon. I'm gonna try something new. Mom?
Oh, I don't see you. Do it again.
Okay. Let me put a little more masa on here. Well, let me do another one. Smooth side. I think I need a little more masa. Like that? It's probably too much. Then what I did,
And spread all that. Spread that.
that's quality control talking right now.
Now you gotta spread. I myself rather use a spoon.
I'm going to use this. We'll see how long. So what I can do is, do you want to spread and fill, or do you want to do what you're doing right now? And I'll just go ahead and make a number.
We'll both
Okay.
do.
All right, we're going to both do it. All right. Any tips, Mom, on how to do the masa?
Just make sure that you make it pliable. If you can get some of the broth from the chili or the meat, that'd be great. And just mix it till it's really soft. In fact, we could have made it even softer than this. It's got to be really pliable and smooth. Oh, and when you buy it at the store, make sure you tell them that you want it masa preparada. That's prepared masa.
New way, old way.
And you don't want to put a lot of masa, because if you do, your tamale will
Be big and fat of masa,
no,
which I
it will start to leak out, and you'll have masa all over your pan.
Okay, listen to Nana. We're probably gonna get like a dozen going. Get a dozen made here, and then we're probably gonna go ahead and get them cooking because we haven't eaten. Well, I haven't eaten. I had a granola bar early this morning because I was waiting for tamales.
I haven't eaten.
Yeah, and you know,
Papa did.
yeah, and I know Bruce only had, you just had a bagel or something, huh? You had something light. Because we had all been waiting for tamales. But I know I'm going to have another glass of wine. And who knows how the tamales will be after that. But it's not anything compared to the way they were when me and Nana used to take care of a bottle of Tylenol, not Tylenol.
Tyler afterwards.
Tyrolia.
Andre.
Or Andre Codug. Or Spagnata. Spagnata?
No, champagne was my game.
Yeah, but we also drank Tyrolia.
When?
Yes, we did. Or maybe I brought the bottle of Tyrolia. You remember?
No. Andre.
Well, yes, we had cold duck too. We also had that rolia.
No, Andre is champagne.
Right. I thought it was cold duck.
No, cold duck was a little sweet for me. I would drink it whenever it was there.
So anyway, you should have a drink when you're doing your tamales. It makes the time go faster. Just saying.
And just remember, not a lot of masa. Because it will leak out on you.
Like I'm the one that used to take all the hominy out of the noodles, so.
But get this, they say they used to help me until the nighttime came, and then they would all split and leave the house, and I'd be the one stuck till 3 o'clock in the morning. Then they all come back, everything was ready, they're ready to eat.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
So don't believe when they say they used to help me.
I did. I helped.
Yeah, till you got something to go, then you go.
The things Nana says. Not quite sure about that.
And your papa would cook them.
Yes.
He had a way of doing it, and he had to look at his watch, he had to time the boil,
It was almost like a
all that
science.
stuff.
Almost like a science. It was interesting to watch him do that. What he is doing now is watching the Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
He don't care about no tamales.
Yeah. He already had a sandwich. A sandwich. You should say that again.
Denise said that somebody was helping her, and they put too much masa, and it expanded, and it was popping, all the tamales were all opening. So kind of go light-handed with the masa, because it will expand. And the way you test them is you take one out, let it cool down a little bit, and then as you lift the husk, it should fall away from it. If it sticks, they're not ready yet.
And we'll show you that as we get ready to make ours. So I'm going to get the steamer ready, and we're going to go because we got a dozen ready to go. Okay? See ya. So now, the person who used to do this was Papa. He was the science guy in regards to making tamales. Well, Papa, let me show you. As you can see, is watching. He's over there. You can see him. He's watching the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. You can see his head back there. I'm not sure if you can see him. Oh, there he is. Okay. And Bruce is reading his magazine. So anyway, so Papa's busy, so he won't be doing the science of tamale making. I guess I will. Now, I'm using a different tamale maker. The one I used before, it just got old and decrepit, and we had to retire it. But Bruce happened to have this steamer that I thought he used for pasta, and apparently he used it for corn. Go figure. Corn. You know, Minnesota guy, corn. Anyway, so take out this little one. We don't need this freaking little one in there, right? This is what we need. We need the big one. The big one. All right. So I'm gonna ask Nana how much water we gotta put in here. Okay, Mom. So we want enough water, but it doesn't come to the bottom. It doesn't start seeping in, right?
It should have a liner on there as to how far up you put the water. The bottom you should have a line.
Oh, well, it has a line here.
Yeah, that's where you put the water. It has like a dense.
No, it doesn't have a dent, but I do see a line right here. It doesn't have a dent, though. Maybe it's engraved someplace in there. I don't see nothing. But
How far up does that go? Pick it up. No, pick it up to match this lip.
oh,
That's about right here.
Yeah, about an inch.
That's about right. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So let me measure the water, because then it sits up here.
Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your water to a boil. You're gonna bring it to a boil, and then you're gonna lower it to where it's just cooking slow. So your papa used to put his ear to it to hear the water boil, but he had all the tamales and everything in there already and covered. And so when he would hear the water start to boil, he'd lower it low. And just, you want to steam them. That's what you want to do. So you lower it so they could steam. And then you wait, I don't know, a couple of hours and check it.
And it's always nice if you have a gas stove. We have electric. So.
Yeah, so this is new for us too.
Yeah, I made tamales, me and Stacy and Milpitas, and I had an electric stove there. I do prefer gas, but this still gets hot. So.
If we want these faster, we're gonna have to get one of those instant ones.
Yes, I want to get one of those. Water's barely touching.
Barely?
Barely.
That should be good.
I can just see the water right there.
Let me see.
Watch. It's not seeping in. Watch. Okay, I'm gonna put it in.
Mm-hmm.
It's just barely right there. What do you think?
Is he lift it up? Oh, that has more water than what I would put in.
But it's not seeping in.
Yeah.
I could take some out.
Take a little bit out.
Okay, take a little bit out.
Take about half a cup.
Now, what I sent you was an actual tamale, because me and Bruce sent Garrett a tamale maker for an early Christmas present. So hopefully, because I didn't see it, it's an Amazon order. Hopefully it tells you. So, hold on.
Just take a little bit out. Not too much. Because mine holds about that much water. Oh, that might be too much. Is it? No, let me see.
This is like maybe an inch.
Oh, about an inch.
Inch and a half.
Well, that should be good because that's still a lot of water. But, you know, we're trying it.
We're about an inch, inch and a half, but like I said, hopefully your tamale
Shouldn't hurt
maker
anything.
does say how much water. It has an indentation. Oh yeah, the water's not even touched it. Because my old tamale maker did have indentation. Hopefully.
If there's a Mexican store or deli or around his area, you could probably find one of those.
Why send him one? I'm
Oh,
just
you
hoping-
sent one?
Yeah, I sent him one. It was an early Christmas present
Oh,
because
perfect.
and they called it a tamale steamer.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it has that. All right.
Chrissy bought hers at Bed Bath and Beyond,
Yeah.
and hers is stainless steel.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to get. I got one of the aluminum ones. I'd rather cook with stainless steel.
Yeah. All right. Just cleaning everything off a little bit because we've been kind of like working here. All right. So, do we want to start putting them in?
Sure, you said a dozen. It's more than a dozen now.
Okay. All right. Here we go. So, I probably got maybe a dozen and a half here. What I do, Nana will correct me if I'm wrong, is I round them around the outside, correct? Stand them up. As they start pressing up against each other, they'll stand up easier.
You don't want to pack them in.
Yeah. So I do it. Because they're going to be expanding.
You want to give them enough air so the steam could go all around. So you don't want to pack them tight.
You hear that? Don't pack them tight. Ooh, that's a nice one. Hope I get that one. I'll show you what they look like so you can see. So here's a starting. Just don't want to drop the camera in there. So see, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around again, create another layer. So you can kind of see what they look like, okay? And we have them on a cookie sheet as we're creating them. Oops, sorry. We have a cookie sheet. See, this is a first for me. I haven't done a vlog like this. Mr. Dominic's the one that's the expert on this, so I'm still trying to work this out. Do another layer around. So let me kind of fix these a little bit. What do you think? That look okay?
Yeah, we can put a couple more in there.
Oh, see, now let's say a couple more.
When my grandma, back in the day when I was a kid, she used to make it like the old-fashioned way. I mean, she would even do the corn on her hands and knees on the molcajete, whatever she used to
We're
use.
not doing that.
But then she would put it in a can. She didn't have anything like this. She just had a can, a big can with a lid on it. But I remember she used to put a cloth, like a dish towel, on top. And I guess it's because the steam will fall back in, and water will get in there. I've never done it, and I've had no problem. But just so you know, if you ever look up on it, some people put a towel, and some people put the leaves of the husk on top, just to kind of keep the dripping. So when I check it, I shut it off, like say they're done. I don't let the lid on because it just keeps dripping the water in. And since they're open up like this, it gets in the tamale. So when they're done, I like to take the lid off. I've never covered them, but you know, it's up to you.
I've never covered them. So I do it the way Nanny does it. Okay. So here they are all done. When you take them away from the husk, they should just fall apart. I'll show you. $13 to cook. That's why you only make them once a year. So have fun.